I wanted to share what I found worked pretty well for this rear bushing. I guess they call this a shackle bushing right here. My truck is a 2005 GMC Canyon, 2-wheel drive, 5-cylinder. Anyways, I found a number of people doing different things, and I wanted to show you what worked really well for me. This used to be in there. As you can see, I took a reciprocating saw and cut it off. There used to be the hanger used to be hanging here, but I got in there, reciprocating saw, cut this off. Works much better than a grinder. I just recommend using the expensive reciprocating blades that are carbide tipped. You can get the ones for medium metal, or you could get the ones for heavy metal. Oh yeah, heavy metal. But I sort of like the medium metal ones. Anyways, what I was really going to show you was, this is how it looks after I had run a drill through. So this is the drill. This is a Diablo. I bought it at the Home Depot. It's about almost 3 inches long, and so I got it up in here, and it's on reverse. So I started it. You're gonna have to start it with your knee to hold it first, because the teeth want to spin and have this thing move all around. So if you get up here, you put your knee up here and you brace it with your hand. Then you can start it at an angle, hold it, and start it on the rubber. And then once it starts going in and stops spinning and won't spin like this, then you straighten it up and go like this in the hole, and just keep going slowly, and you get all the way through. And that's where, obviously, the plug, if you want to call it a plug, that's when the plug comes out. I've seen other guys say they put like drill all the way around here, and I thought, gosh, there's got to be something way better. And so the size of that Diablo you would want to use for this 2005 GMC Canyon is 1.25 inches. Inch and a quarter, and this one's like extra deep, so it's like almost 3 inches. It's like 2 3/4 to 3 inches. Surprisingly, I guess it heats up enough that it pretty much even like gets rid of all the rubber in here. I haven't even cleaned anything out. And there's probably, on this drill, there's probably like at least there's about 1/8 of play. So obviously the stuff's getting heated up, and it's basically coming off. I wanted to show that. And you'll need to take your spare tire off. I taped this. I taped a cloth over top. I don't want to bang my head. That actually just left some length on this line and put it up here, because if you keep it tight, it's hanging down here. It's in the way. So take it up and just let it be loose right there. And so that is easier to do, because that one is on the driver's side, whereas on the other side, let me spin around my dolly. On the other side is the challenging side. The muffler is there. Okay, there's where it looks like because I haven't done any work yet. Let's see if I can get some more light on it. So again, this has been cut. So my truck is in a relatively rust-free area. It's in Vancouver. It's been kept indoors many years. Even though this is an 18-year-old vehicle, it's done very well with the rust. So I got everything off except for this one was seized in this bushing, and that is the bolt right there in the very center. That is a little center part of this bushing, right? And then on the outside, this, I think they call it a collar sleeve. So the bushing is the collar sleeve, the rubber in between, and that is where the bolt goes through. So what I'm gonna do is drill out this side, and then I've chosen to once that's done, I'm gonna get in there and use a hacksaw blade. I'm gonna make a relief in the bottom, just a little cut all the way through, and the top all the way through, and then I'm gonna try and bash it out with a chisel or a air hammer, or actually what I was gonna try and do was use like a Hilti drill, SDS sort of style, with a connected to hammer, connected to a cord, sort of like a hammer, drill it out. Because I have that tool. See if that works first with a chisel on the end of the hammer drill. Anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to share that. And so, like I said, what I'm gonna do is, with this being like this, I'm gonna get a hacksaw blade in here and cut all the way up here and cut. You can see that that's the collar right there. This is the truck, right? This is the frame mount. So this collar is all the way around. I'm gonna hacksaw up here, put a relief into this piece of steel. Same thing on the bottom, and then I'm gonna smash it out. The tough part is gonna be on this side. Grab my light. On this side, this is part of this collar, right? This sleeve is going all the way through and folds down the edge. So this will probably be rusted to here to some degree. Overnight, I'd sprayed up here and all the way around here with penetrating liquid rust remover to try and help me out a little bit. But of course I can try and chisel up in here and all that sort of stuff. You can smack it first to try and break away the rust. So smack it first with the hammer, and then maybe see if you can get a chisel around there. But obviously always bang from this side. So yeah, basically that's the scenario. So far so good. Just wanted to give you an update what I found here. is the shackle bushing. I guess this is the frame mount, whatever. This is where the shackle bushing has come out, and just wanted to show you. This was in here. What I did was get in there with a chisel. So of course this was all the way into here. This is it's about 3/8 wide, this chisel. I recommend that, and not wider than this. This one's just like, I guess it doesn't matter, but it's like about 6 inches long. So I got in and used the hammer, got behind here, wedged it a little bit. Of course I was over here, got over next to it, wedged it, wedged it, you know, wedged it around here, you know, at the middle, came back to the middle, wedged it, and I was surprised it actually started pulling out. The whole collar started coming out, so I mean, that was awesome. And so this collar is normally solid all the way through. Sometimes they rust at the bottom. But what I found, which is interesting, what you see up here at the top of this is the same as what it's at the bottom. So up here, you know, it goes up like 1/2 inch before there's anything. The bottom, same thing. It's not solid. It's not at this level straight through. It's about 1/4 inch thick swelling right here, and then it goes down good 1/2 inch easily. You know, same as the top. If you imagine the top, you see there is the same as the bottom, meaning that when the collar is in here, the only pressure, the only place that it's touching and causing friction and holding it in is right here. And then on the other side, same thing. That actually the back side actually has a little bit more surface area. It probably comes about 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch level, and then drops down. So that's good, because it means that there's not pressure on this whole collar. It's not touching all the way through, right? It's only touching there. So I was surprised. You know, I did put in some relief cuts in the collar. Where's the flipping cover? So the good news is that it's come out fairly easily, you know, somewhat easily, just by wedging it. So I'm hoping that it would work the same for other people with any luck. So just wanted to update you. So on the new one, when it goes in, this part right here is a little bit raised right here, and this part right here, when you buy the new one as well, it's slightly raised. That means it's recessed in the center a little bit. So once this goes in and passes both of these swelling parts pass each other, then there's no friction in the center part until you get it to that side. Then you're gonna have it wanting to touch there, and then once you get it at the final stage here, this swelling right here is going to contact there. So of course, installing the new one is going to be very important, that it goes in there straight and goes in there well, so that the collar doesn't want to move around on you and screw up your leaf springs. that one on that side's still in. I haven't got the sleeve out of that side yet. All right, I have an update. I'm on this side here now, and it's going differently than the other side. So, and I'm going to tell you why in analysis. That side over there, where is it? On that side, it came out nicely, and sorry, I guess that was unnecessary. This side, what I didn't do is I didn't put a reciprocating saw through here and make a relief cut. So before, I thought I would just be able to get in here and chisel up in here and try and get behind here. And so I tried to do that and tried to lever it out like I did on the other side, but it wouldn't work. It wouldn't do that unless I put a relief cut in here. So I just wanted to update you. The other side seemed like it was easy, but it was because of the fact that I had already taken the reciprocating saw up and through there. You'll find that on this side, the spare tire drop will be in the way from it being totally parallel, but that's okay. You can cut it on an angle. Of course, you just want to cut it parallel. You want to cut it level this way and not like this. But if it's at a little bit of an angle this way or that way, it doesn't matter. But and then once I had done that, I had also run a cut right there to try and cut it right there, and a little nick right there to also put a relief in. And so anyways, as you can see, it's now working. Here's my chisel. So you know, now I'm getting in there. This is that 3/8 wide chisel, and just working my way around, and it's coming out pretty soon. It'll be out, but it wouldn't move out at all. I was hitting this before when it was tight with the chisel, and you know, doing it all the way around, and it just wasn't moving out. So like I said, once I made that relief cut in there, and I might as well do one at the top too, like I did. I figured doing one on the bottom, why bother doing one if I already have the saw out? I might as well do two. So yeah, so I'm on the roll. The second one's coming out, and then it's a matter of putting the new ones in, and I know that'll be a job in its own. All right, so the collar is out of here. There's nothing in here now other than this frame swelling here. I guess the sort of shackle mount. One thing I'm ready to put in the new one. So I've been cleaning up here, any loose debris, mud, rust, whatever, wiping with my hands, getting it all off, so that when I'm using the tool to install this and there's some ratcheting or any movement, that nothing drops onto this collar as it's being, this bushing as it's being installed and causing problems. So I think it's important to sort of be very particular before you start this project. Get rid of all the dust and crap up here. Do a light sanding with the fine sandpaper in here, and perhaps around here too. The other thing too is down in here you'll find lots of road dirt from off-road driving, because this hole right here goes right into here. So any debris up here gets in there. Any rocks that are flying off the road, same thing up here. So also like stick a piece of sandpaper or whatever, like a paper or whatever, in here and just move it back and forth and get the crap off of this ridge. Just like I say, is if you're ratcheting a tool, you just want to eliminate any problems of dust and dirt getting on your area here and then on your bushing as it's going in. And I'm just in the midst of sort of mocking up a tool to get this color installed, so I'll give you more information on it later. Here's the bushing. This is a half-inch rod that I bought, came 3 feet long, and then I cut it to the length that I wanted with a reciprocating saw. 2 nuts on the end. There's a washer. This is actually an electrical part for a conduit that I bought at the Home Depot. As you can see, the size fits the size of this collar nicely, and it was only like $9 instead of some of these other things that you find there, $25 and $45. You know, I was thinking of different ways of doing it. You know, like there's a big 8-inch clamp right there. The only thing is I'd sort of have to fold this thing up and try and turn this at the same time by hand, and I figured instead of doing all that, if I get this through the hole and then I have a nut and a nut there and another spacer, then I can use my rationing tool, my ratcheting gun on this side while I hold my hand here. So anyways, hopefully that's all right. I just wanted to show you something. I was all ready to stick this thing in here, and I found some very important information. So I should have checked this before. What I should have done is taken the bushing and check fit and that sort of thing. I found what I was not expecting is that this side of the sleeve is a different diameter than this side. It's pretty smart. This diameter is a smaller diameter like this one. This one's smaller, so this one's smaller. On the other side, it's a larger diameter hole, so this swelling is a larger diameter. So I was expecting that I would have to start with it being, you know, needing to be pressed right here and pressed and pressed and pressed and pressed and fighting it all the way. But smart engineering. This is what it looks like in there when it hasn't been pressed yet. So it goes in there just that 1/4 inch of press, so it looks like it's not that hugely challenging a project from what I was expecting, but you know, so that's the good news. So I'll take this one out and get this one again. All right, so what I have right there right now. And of course the issue is on this side. On this side the issue is you can't press against that bushing and that inner sleeve. As everybody says on the videos, you need something that's going to contact around this edge first. And so if you have something that's big enough to contact this diameter, as you see there's not a lot of leeway because it's not flat all the way across here, so you need something that's that diameter. It's gonna stick out a little bit, and then put a washer over top of that and a nut, and then you can just tighten the nut and this thing will force its way in. So anyways, I guess that's good news. It makes the project a little easier. All right, here it is, tightened up by hand. This is just hand tight. Like I said, this is just an electrical conduit fitting. I bought it at the Home Depot. It's used as a spacer, the right size to fit on there. 2 nuts on this end to hold it locked together. This is another electrical conduit. I could have used the same thing. I just wanted a couple different options at the Home Depot. So you can use this on this side. And this is just a longer washer. And then that's the, I used a 1/2 inch rod, threaded rod. And then I'm just about ready to go here, but you know, I could stick this guy up in here and hold my hand on everything, make sure it's going in there straight, and start rationing it. The other thing, I have one of these, which are awesome tools. And so I could just go start tightening that with that, and you know, hold it, make sure it's going in there straight and lined up and that sort of thing. Okay. Okay, one last note for the end of the video. This is it installed. Tight here. Just wanted to point out that this side is designed and works that way that it sticks out further than the frame right here. So that would be a normal install. And also just remember to, this collar that's here on the outside is this swelling is meant to face the outside of the truck on both sides of the truck. So don't make the mistake and press your bushing in from the wrong side. So you start from the outside of the truck and press it in this way. And yes, this went in quite well with the tool. So what I did was I used the ratcheting wrench from the other part of the video to tighten it by hand, and it sucked right in. And then I finished it off with a couple of shots with the torque wrench on this side of the nut, and really sucked it up nice and tight. So it worked out properly. So I feel a sense of relief. Anyways.